Hi everyone, my name is Kezia. Um, I'm originally from Ghana, but currently I'm living in Russia. I'm a student here. I've been here for 5 years now, and well, this is a channel I created not so long ago just to talk about my daily, well, not daily, I wanted to do daily, but because of my busy schedules, I couldn't, do daily vlogs, but I do mostly weekly vlogs, so I think it's all counts. Yeah, I think it all counts. Okay, so why am I here? I think it's quite obvious because of the topic, a topic I think everyone is familiar with. Since I've been here for 5 years, I thought maybe I do think I know a lot about Russia. Not everything, obviously, but majority, because I've been here for quite a while, so I think I'm exposed to most of the things the world talks about, and I just wanted to talk about these misconceptions. Before I start, everything I'm going to say is based on my experience, okay? Well, obviously I'm entitled to my opinion, so is another person, so I may say something and then someone may disagree. It's just everyone's opinion. Yeah, so before we get into this video, I want you guys to take note of what I just said, okay? All right, so let's get into the video. The first misconception is Russians are cold-hearted people and evil. I think evil is quite harsh. Yeah, I would say evil because that was what I read. I read an article based on that, and the article said Russians are evil, and I disagree with this. Why? Well, Russians may not look the kind of, let's say, friendly people on the outside, okay? They may look, as it was said in the article, as evil people because they don't show expressions on their face. But, you don't judge a book by its cover. Just because I'm looking, not friendly doesn't mean I'm not friendly. You understand? Well, when I came here, I also thought the same thing. I'm like, why don't these people smile? I'm African and we greet a lot. We do greet a lot, on the streets. Well, you don't necessarily need to know the person. You just need to say hi, hello, and everything. So you say hello with a smile, and obviously the Russian responds by saying hello too, but it's just hello with just that kind of face, not with a smiley face, obviously. And when you smile, you look like the weird person, actually. You look like the mad person. Yeah, to be frank. But that doesn't mean the person is cold, because they don't believe in, walking and smiling and, walking and like you're just showing all your teeth and you're like just smiling to show you're friendly. They don't do that. But their way of showing, let me say, their way of showing their feelings is not through expressions. Yeah, do you get me? It's quite the opposite. Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're cold people. Actually, you find the young people normally come up to foreigners just to practice their English. So, but the older generation don't normally do that, but the younger generation do that. They just come, hello, hi. They want to practice their English. Oh, can I be friends with you? Those kind of things. Yeah. So take note. Russians aren't cold. They may look cold, but they aren't cold. Okay? They're actually very friendly. You should try to open up to them. You try to speak to them and you notice they really are friendly, really, really friendly. The second misconception is Russia is one of the dangerous places to stay. I disagree with that. Why? As I said, I've been here for 5 years, and obviously as a person of color, you do get some stares. Obviously you do get people staring at you and everything, but it's all out of interest, not necessarily danger. You get it. It's just everything is out of interest. For example, you're wearing something. Normally I do go out in my natives. No, not normally. Before, I used to go out in my natives and everything. So they were just curious. Why would I come out with colorful dresses? And they just stare. Just stare. Trying to wonder what exactly I'm wearing. You get it? But actually, Russia is one of the safest places to stay. And that's on my, based on my experience, okay? Yeah, again. Well, I'm not a big fan of taking walks. I just prefer to stay home. But sometimes you want to, just go out on the streets, just take a walk, take some fresh air. And surprisingly, it's around 1 a.m., 2 a.m. That's when I feel like I want to go for a walk. And I've been doing this for some time now. And well, on the streets, literally no one is on the streets. Maybe 1 or 2 people are on the streets. There are not many people on the streets. That's a bad thing, because if anything happens to you, there are no witnesses. You get it? So anything can happen to you and no one will know, actually. But since I've been doing this, as in walking around 1 a.m., I say to myself, Casey, we're going for just a 20 minutes walk, 30 minutes walk, and I end up walking for an hour. I come back home safely with nothing. Nothing happens to me. Nothing. First, I used to say to myself, oh, aren't you scared? First of all, you're a black person. You're not Russian. You understand? Anything can happen to you. But after some time, I'm like, no one even cares. No one is even looking at you. No one is like, okay, everyone is minding their business. Actually, to me, it's one of the safest places to be. I've been doing this for quite some time and I haven't had anybody come up to me and like attack me with a knife or maybe, nothing of that sort. It's just everyone is minding their business. As I've been here for quite some time, I have not had any threats or nothing of that sort, no. So I think it's one of the safest places. Well, in my own opinion, I think it's the safest place. The third one is quite funny, if I should say, and strange. The Russians are always drinking. Come on. Russians are obviously the producers of vodka. And they do drink, I'm not going to lie, they do drink, but it's been said they're drinking every single time of the day, meaning in the morning they get up, they're drinking, afternoon they're drinking, evening they're drinking. No, it's not entirely so. It's like they do drink on occasions, and I think everyone does that. Everyone, not necessarily in Russia, but in every country, on occasions people do drink. And surprisingly, there are some Russians that don't even drink. I do have some Russian friends, and I don't think they've even tried vodka in their lives. But, as Russia being the main producers of vodka, it's more like, I don't know, this kind of, misconception that they should be drinking every single time, which is not true. They do have beers here, not necessarily every time they're drinking vodka. They do drink beers and everything, but not every single time. So yeah, I think that point is exaggerated, in my opinion. Yeah. The next thing is Russia is very, very cold. That's 50% true, 50% not true. Well, Russia is cold, no two ways about it. Well, I would say luckily for me, I don't live in the coldest part of Russia. I live in the part where it's not too cold, not too warm. So it's okay during winters. But it's still cold, even during winter, it's still cold. But it's okay as compared to other, because I've been to other cities which are way, way, way colder. So I would say my city is fair, yeah. But when it comes to summer is the most dreadful time in Russia, I would say, for me, because it gets very, 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 very hot here, very hot. So it's been said Russia is cold all the time. It's not necessarily true, because summer is really, 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 really hot. And as a person from Africa, I should be, used to these kind of temperatures. I should be used to temperature which is, hot. But trust me, this temperature is beyond hot. I would say it's a flames. The fan doesn't even help. It's like the fan just keeps blowing hot air. So it's like, okay, what's the point of this fan? The only options, the best option is getting an AC. AC is the only best option here when it comes to summer, because that's what can help you here. The last one is Russians are the worst racists. This is a very, this, I think everyone associates racism most of the time to Russia. Yeah, I think with the article I read, it's more of Russia is a racist country. As a person of color, I have experienced racism here. I would be lying if I say I haven't. I think racism is everywhere, so it shouldn't be entitled to just one country being the worst racist country. Even countries that have black people living there, still racist, they're still experiencing racism. So racism is a topic that shouldn't end. I think it should be spoken about every single time. So yeah, I have experienced racism. And surprisingly, when I experienced that racism, well, actually I didn't understand Russian at that time. Maybe I'll talk about it in another vlog. I didn't really understand Russian. I didn't know what was going on. I just knew someone was just talking to me, saying words I knew nothing about. So it was like, okay, she was talking, and with people who understood what was going on people came in to fight for me. I didn't understand everything, but based on the reactions, based on how everything was going on, you can tell just, okay, if something is good, if something is bad, So based on that, I could tell, okay, there's a situation going on here, you understand? That was when I knew that, okay, people were fighting for me, and it was actually something I think I will never ever forget about. So yes, there is racism here, but maybe people have experienced worse. Maybe people were not lucky to have people to come fight for them. But in my case, it was a different story. So aside that, I don't think I've had any, strange kind of racism or something. And I feel in Russia, if you know the language, it really helps you, really helps you. Because when you know the language and you speak to people, obviously language helps us to understand each other. At least one or two phrases in the language before you come here. Or if you plan on traveling here, you should know one or two phrases. And Russians get really happy when they notice, a foreigner knows their language. Well, they become, oh, you know Russian, you understand Russian, you can speak Russian. Oh, actually, Russians are really nice people, to be honest. Really nice people. Don't look at the movies you watch, with the expression, as I said before. All these things are just misconceptions, but in actual sense, Russians are very nice people. I do have great Russian friends. I have, some Russian friends who aren't my age mates or they aren't my peers, but they've guided me in so many things. As I came here not knowing so much and slowly growing, and that's all based on their advices. So that's all for now. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit on the notification bell. Do want to subscribe to my channel, please. I do vlogs in both Russian and English, and there are English subtitles to the Russian vlogs, so you won't get lost, so don't worry. Yeah, please follow me on Instagram. I think I'll put it here. Yeah, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, and goodbye. See you in the next vlog.